Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay. All right. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. What do they have to say? Okay, and our card for this reading is the Empress. And I know I say this for so many of the cards, but one of my favorite archetypes. One of my favorite cards. It's very pretty. Kind of pastel colors. Okay. Okay, so where do I want to start here? I feel that we have somebody who has kind of fallen away from your life. Okay, we have a heart, somebody you loved, and I have the feeling that this is not just kind of a breakup or loss of friendship, but I think that this is somebody who maybe passed away. And I feel like this is somebody who maybe died, passed away, transitioned in their prime. Okay, like they were young, relatively young when they died. Okay, and well, and I'm looking at this over here, and it's kind of one of the symbols I have for like a home, but kind of a very sacred space, like in your heart, right? And then we have a heart above it. So to me, this feels like they should be here, but they're not. Okay, that they were thriving, things seemed fine, and suddenly they were gone. Which is a huge blow. You know, there's something very sad about, well, of course, all transitions are sad, but especially when it is somebody who goes before their time as we perceive it, right? They're young. Maybe not a child, but, you know, in their early adulthood, in their middle age. And this is hard because we often think, you know, they had so much more to live for. There were so many things they could have done. And as we kind of move on with our lives, as time goes by, we hit different you know, landmarks and go through rites of passage, and, you know, and we think about these people who've been in our lives that they're not there to do the same things. And that is particularly heartbreaking. And I feel like you've been thinking about this person a lot recently. I'm trying to figure out what this is. It looks like a person who is maybe vacuuming or sweeping. And I can't help but think like, well, I almost feel like it's, you know, like maybe a mother or, and I hate the gender roles, I know, but this is what comes to mind is, as I'm looking at this, I'm feeling the energies from it. It almost, and we have what looks like a child behind as well, and right here. So I really feel like this is somebody who is like your protector. They were there for you. Maybe an older sibling, possibly. But I feel like this is somebody that you had in your home. Like there was like a kind of domestic aspect to this. But regardless of all that, I think that this is the thing that really I get from this is that you have, as you've gone on with your life, you have stayed motivated to honor this person by living a good life as well as you can. Have you stumbled here and there? Yeah, of course. You're a human being. You know, and that's just what happens. We make mistakes. Things happen that are out of our control. But you've always done your best. Okay? You have stayed moving and succeeding where you can. And in ways that are meaningful. Okay? In your kindness, your empathy, how you have raised your family, how you have been a community member, how, you know, you treat animals. I see a lot of animals in this one as well. We have we have a squirrel right here. And then here, this is interesting. I really could not believe we had 2 squirrels and an Aquarius, because I know one of our Aquarius viewers is big into squirrel life. So, but we have, it looks like a squirrel right here on top of a tree, and it looks like they are kind of arguing with a bird who is in a nest. So, you know, I think that as far as how you've lived, it continues to be a good life. Okay, ultimately. You know, sometimes it does not feel that way. Sometimes, you know, we look back and we think, well, goodness, you know, oftentimes the best of us kind of go before they should. And it's easy to kind of remember somebody as being this perfect being. And in some ways, maybe they were, you know. I myself fall into this trap. There's that thing, it's called survivor's remorse or survivor's guilt, right? And, you know, I've definitely thought there was a period of time where a lot of people in my life died. I mean, a lot, you know, like at least 10 people. And they were all young, very young. In their, you know, between 18 years old and, you know, I think 37 was the old, he was like 37. So, you know, it just, and a lot of it was, and I don't mind saying this, but a lot of it was bad health, and due to some of the people, because of the opioid epidemic crisis. And it was devastating, you know, for so many, I mean, so many people. You think about how many people are affected by one person's death when so many people are, you know, dying for reasons you cannot understand. So, but you think back on these lovely people and you think, you know, I feel almost guilt. They should be the ones that are here. You know, I feel like that often, not often, sometimes, not so much now. I have a beautiful life and I am very thankful for it with my family. But, you know, there have been times where I thought I never had a lust for life like most people do. I came from, you know, a pretty terrible beginning. And, you know, didn't have an easy go of it until I decided to kind of lift myself up out of everything and start over again. You know, begin a whole other life. And that was not easy at all. But you know, I sometimes in my sad moments, my moments of you know, nostalgia, remorseful thinking, just, you know, not understanding. I've known people who absolutely loved, you know, life. They were artists, they were amazing, they were charismatic, charming, and they passed away way before their time, young. Part of why I don't like to be on social media. I absolutely hate seeing the things about people passing away. It is, you know, it's hard for all of us. We all know that feeling. And so, I can understand, but I also know that you have a thing inside of you that is so important. And not to sound, you know, cheesy, cliche, whatever, but you're here for a reason, and I know that you know that. And you're making something meaningful of all of this mess. And it is messy. Yeah, it is. And it is tiring and maddening, frustrating. It is quite a scrape sometimes, isn't it? But you're doing something beautiful with it. And we need you. We need you. We need you. That Empress energy, we need that energy. We need, let me say it again, we need it. Okay? That love, that knowing, the honesty. Honesty. Now, I'm not, you know, one for classism or hierarchy. I just have that defiant nature. But when it comes to feminine energy that is no BS, kind, loving, empathetic, nourishing, nurturing, there, consistent, but honest. Honest. And sometimes brutal. Yeah. Sometimes a terror. That's why I have these beautiful mothers here, because you might find this form scary, but this is a mother energy that will literally swallow demons for hers. Okay? You know, and scorch the earth if she has to. And that's the energy I'm here for. And I feel like, you know, that is the energy a lot of Aquarius people carry with them. And we need that. You balance this all out. You do the hard things. And this one I want to talk about is with the tree. We have the bird in the nest kind of arguing with the squirrel. And I feel like, no, you're not arguing with your neighbor. But I do think that there's kind of this sense of wanting to, you know, squirrel some things away, planning for the future. But there's this feeling of also becoming anew, right? Beginning again, starting into something completely different. Now, these two things can go together, but I don't know if you've ever started your life over or if you've kind of changed everything, you know, gone into another career path, gone back to school, moved across the country, whatever it is. It can be expensive, you know, not only monetarily, resources, but you know, it's draining and emotionally draining. There's a lot of work that goes into changing your life in a fundamental way. So I think that this is where some of that work, that balancing has to come in. Okay? Not abandoning your plans, being ready for your future, you know, making sure that you are taking care of those things as much as any of us can. I mean, really, gosh, it's ridiculous. I don't know how anybody is doing anything. You know, well, I won't go on a tangent about it, but yeah, it's hard to know how we can plan for our futures, really. But at the same time, this feeling of wanting to begin again, I say start in a place that is manageable. Okay. Sometimes for me, and this is maybe a little off base to you know, making a huge fundamental change. Sometimes for me, I move all of my furniture around. I paint the walls a different color. Start with that. Okay. Expel something from your life. Purge something. You know, take a break from something. Social media, television, you know, whatever. Or take something on board. Start dancing. Start listening to music while you cook. Start cooking, you know, whatever it is. Change something about your life. Okay? That is manageable, affordable. And then go from there. Okay? I love you all that are, you know, spontaneous, can just, you know, go with the wind. But, you know, not all of us are like that. So, sometimes we have to do things incrementally. And I feel like this kind of is showing me that. This little bit of a battle there. Remember that we have the squirrel. Remember to take care of, you know, whatever it is that you are squirreling away. But also, you know, don't abandon your sense of wanting to change. Just do it mindfully, right? All right. Excuse me. Ooh. Getting into that part of the year Thankfully, knock on wood, there's wood under here. Knock on wood, not sick yet. The kid has started school, haven't gotten sick yet, almost gotten through the first month, but the allergies, and I know the honey, and yes, but my goodness, I don't know. This year seems particularly bad. I feel like we have more, just because it's, been a little bit more dry, and then it has been, we've had periods of rain, and then it gets, real, like, hot again. We've had more mold outside, it seems like, or, stuff decaying quicker. And I think it's just really getting to me these last couple of days. Okay. You know what? Also, I was around a lot of smoke today. I was at a powwow with a family, and we were right in the line of a lot of people were having fires in the camping part of the place, and that maybe got into my throat as well. Okay, so I almost wonder if you have a sister or a best friend, somebody who is a kind of a contemporary, but also they're feminine. And I feel like you are maybe separated by distance. Maybe you just don't see each other enough or talk enough. But I feel like this is somebody that you should get together with. I think that this is somebody who's going to help you kind of find some clarity. Maybe not just in giving you advice, but just being around them helps you remember yourself. Okay, they have a nice energy, definitely. Okay, so let's see. We're looking at the lightness of being affirmation cards, and we're on the earth element again. I know. Accidentally went into the next cycle using them. I'm still using them. That's okay because I like them. They're beautiful. All right. We're going to stop right there. Ooh, she has bubbles, this one. Little orbs. All right. Don't be afraid to admit what no longer works for you. Exhale and pause. Finding some harmony, and yeah, I think just, this makes sense. I also like this because look at this, the colors are spot on, perfect. But yeah, I think that there is that sense of moving forward, starting something new. But I think that, you are you're a person that is, has, what is the word? What am I thinking of? I can't think of the word. Well, anyways, you are somebody who, you really carry your love with you. You carry the people you've loved. You carry the memories. You are somebody who actively engages these, how should I say? I feel it's almost like, like you would think of a shaman or somebody who works in spirit, okay? Although these people, these loved ones, these beloveds have transitioned, they are very close to you, very alive in your experience. Sometimes probably they don't even feel that far away, like at all. They're so woven into your life. Where I think where sometimes, you know, you get some deep pain is just in wishing they were, you know, traveling manifest in this material world with you in base reality. Oh, sentimental. That's the word I was thinking of. Sentimental. You're a sentimental person, you know, and sensitive, empathetic. And so, you know, you're affected by these things deeply. But I think that there is a great opportunity here for you to access being with your past unloved ones, friends, ancestors, through vision work, active imagination, dream work. And I know, you know, I think for a lot of people, and listen, everybody has this ability, but it has to be worked on. And I think for a lot of people, it's hard to get past the feeling of this is kind of like, you know, a fantasy or a put on, or at least for me, I run into these feelings, especially like with some ceremony and stuff. I feel like, okay, I feel like I'm role playing here. This is, I don't know. But I think with time and letting yourself kind of swim in these feelings, letting the imagery, the sensations, the impressions kind of wash over you, not trying to cling to any kind of narrative, not looking for it necessarily in your waking life. Like it's somebody coming to your bed at night and like, you know, waking up, it's a ghost or whatever. I mean, that maybe does happen for people, but this is like little fragments while you're in a meditative state, while you're traveling through vision, right? And as you do this more and more and more, you get into that place easier, and it does become more of a whole picture, okay? And I truly, truly believe this is a place where we can access the consciousness of those we've encountered, those we carry with us, you know. And so anyways, especially if you are grieving, these are ways I think to feel closer, right? Nothing ends, nothing truly ends. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor. I feel like it is the blessing of my lifetime to be able to do these readings. It is so, I mean, it's truly so meaningful for me. And to be able to share is, I don't know, it's just, I feel very lucky. So, thank you. And if you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and the algorithm kind of rules everything, decides everything. Like it really, the thing that gets it going is any kind of engagement. So things like liking the video, watching the readings from the beginning to the end, sharing the readings on other social media platforms. Of course, you don't have to do any of these things, but if you are so inclined to support the channel in some way, these are the best ways to do that. Other than that, if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them, and I do reply back to all of them. So sometimes it takes me a day or two to get back to you, but I promise I will. And I just love getting to know all of you. It really, it makes this even more sweet for me. So I'm going to go ahead and say thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will talk in just a few days, Aquarius. And I love you. Bye-bye.